I've lived in Winnipeg for the past 5 years, and just over a year ago, I moved downtown. To think that the past 15 months has been the most incredible time I've had in the city is wild. Downtown Winnipeg is dangerous, but just as any other downtown in any other major city would be. My theory is it's not anywhere as dangerous as these people make it out to be. In this video, I'm going to cover why downtown Winnipeg might be a good option for you if you're considering moving here, the neighborhoods you should consider moving to, and the ones you need to stay away from. And of course, some of the cons of living here. As someone who's lived here for just under 2 years, take this video as a Google or Amazon review, to help you make a better informed decision. Let's start with the most sought after question of them all, safety. Good morning, officer.
Good morning.
How's your day today?
It's going good. It's beautiful. We're catching it for the heat, I think.
Yes, sir. Okay, so how would you describe the current safety situation downtown Winnipeg?
I'd say that it's definitely looking up. It's doing very well. I believe that downtown has the same kind of situation as you'd find almost in any other major city downtown.
Yeah.
You obviously have, a higher density of population here. So you're going to get a vast and diverse group of people trying to interact and work together. But at the same time, you have to mitigate some of the safety concerns you may have by being situationally aware and, just looking for yourself. But all in all, I'd say that it's a vibrant, fun place to be.
How does the safety of downtown compare to other parts of the city?
No, I wouldn't suggest one area is worse or better than the other. It's just that every one of them has their concerns. If you're in a primarily residential area, you're not going to have the foot traffic and people coming in from out of area into your area. So you're not going to have the same kind of concerns as you would have downtown. However, I wouldn't put downtown as any worse than any other area, other than the fact that, again, you've got a more denser population, you got more people here, so obviously you're going to have more problems. If you're going to come downtown and you're going to go to any bustling, vibrant area where there's a lot of people, and you're going to put your headphones in, you're not going to pay attention to your surroundings, you're not going to be situationally aware, you're going to increase your chances of becoming targeted in that fashion. And you just, as long as you got your head up and you know what you're doing, you're going to be fine.
All right, so it's easy to look at all this information that you've just heard and feel overwhelmed. But on a more personal note, honestly, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about my experience so far. It's been I would say about 15 months since I've been here, and I've only seriously had one experience where I felt a little bit scared. I was at the bus stop and someone approached me and tried to shake my hands, and I didn't want to, and they lost their mind. It was so weird, but that was it. I minded my business and they left. But other than that, working at night, I never feel unsafe just working at night. Maybe I'm being biased because I'm a guy. I've not encountered anything or seen any weird encounter that I would say was absolutely dangerous. I don't know, maybe I'm biased.
So how long have you been living in Winnipeg?
I think 15 months so far. In Winnipeg?
Yes.
In Winnipeg, 5 years.
Downtown?
Downtown, 15 months.
Is it the best neighborhood?
So far, downtown, I've lived in the south. The south is kind of boring, I can't lie. But downtown has the vibe.
Is it sketchy?
I thought it was sketchy, but there are some parts that are sketchy. But overall, downtown is not sketchy.
Okay. In 3 words, first impression of Winnipeg. Go.
First impressions, I would say busy, mid, sketchy.
Okay.
I said mid, busy, and sketchy. The sketchy part definitely changed because I used to think it was sketchy, I don't want to be downtown. But it is honestly not sketchy as I thought it was. And then busy, it is quite busy than any other part of the city. And it's still mid, honestly. It's still mid. It's mid, but I feel like the city is growing. Don't get me wrong, the city is actually growing. Keep in mind, Winnipeg is a smaller city compared to Toronto or Vancouver, right? But in the next couple of years, I see Winnipeg it is actually a big city. It's going to get bigger and bigger. So, yeah. It's no longer mid. It would be if it was a 5, it's an 8 right now. So yeah, instead of listening to me and what I have to say, I decided to step outside of the first person perspective and bring in some of my friends that have also lived downtown, and so you guys can hear what they have to say. I'm here with Christine.
Hi.
Christine has lived downtown for how long?
I've been here since pandemic, so 2020.
2020.
Yeah.
It's been 4 years?
4 years, yes.
Yeah, I wanted her to give you guys a little bit of her story, her experience living downtown. How do you feel so far living downtown?
Honestly, downtown is my vibe. I do love it compared to suburbs.
Yeah.
But again, it depends on your lifestyle is, right? I'm single, I'm young, I don't have a family. It really fits my lifestyle. Compared to, like, let's say you have a kid and you want a more silent or more peaceful area, might not be for you. But if you're active, you're looking for activities, you want a community, I think downtown would be a good fit for you.
In terms of safety though, like I know a lot of people will be saying downtown is not safe type shit. But what would you say in terms of safety?
You know what? Good question, fair point, because Manitoba or Winnipeg do have a reputation of being a sketchy area, especially downtown. But living in downtown, every time I hear that comment, the people that I get comments from like that are people A, doesn't live downtown.
Exactly.
B, hasn't explored downtown
As much.
Correct.
Okay, so I'm with the homie Mitchell right now. If you know, we lived together for a little bit. What's your experience like living downtown, bro?
My name is Michelle. Chinzia and I were best friends. You know, experience-wise, man, downtown, it's been an incredible experience, honestly. Just, you know, the connections you're able to build, you know, because I think we go much closer after living together. We're living here, bro. And, you know, just meeting like-minded people. But for me as well, the big part is the gym. You know, just walking 2 minutes or 5 minutes, and you can find a gym pretty close.
Hey, I'm Marley. I own Ashdown Markets on Downtown Avenue downtown.
How long have you lived downtown?
I've lived downtown for 3 years now.
3 years?
Yeah.
What's your experience like so far living downtown?
So far, living downtown is honestly one of the most exciting places that I've lived.
Yeah.
Just because of all the events that go on downtown. Like everything happens down here.
Yeah.
Like within the city. All the big events, all the big artists and that who come and visit downtown.
Everything is like downtown, right?
Yeah.
And like most people that leave anywhere else, they always kind of come here for events and then dip. Have you felt like any sort of danger, like just like since you've been here? Like walking down the street, walking at night.
I mean,
you feel like
I feel like the danger is really everywhere, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's not specific to downtown, but downtown there's, you know, more crackheads than not.
Well,
you know?
yeah, but then that's because there's the most people here, and wherever you have the most amount of people is where there's gonna be the most amount of crackheads, if that makes sense.
But especially for women, you know, they just gotta be more vigilant in that sense. But
Yeah.
it's not that crazy, you know. If you know your own routine, you got a solid routine, and then you're home before, you know.
Even before I moved downtown, I was trying to see like how safe is it. And everything I saw, like mostly on Reddit, everyone was like, "Oh, don't move downtown, Winnipeg, you're gonna get stabbed."
Yeah,
This,
exactly.
that.
That's the big thing.
Yeah.
I have never been close to being stabbed downtown.
How do you feel at night though? Like, do you ever go on walks or just like?
You know what I do? I do run around the area. You have Forbes, you have St. B. Yeah, there's a park here. I forgot the name, but there is. Let's edit that later. We'll get the name. I run in the morning, mid-evening, sometimes at night. I actually walk to work because it's so close. It's so convenient for me.
And she walks at night.
Exactly. I don't feel it's not that sketchy as people think. In my experience, yes, you do see some sketchy people, but then again, you don't approach them. They don't approach you. And if they do, you just make an effort to avoid them.
Honestly, when you live downtown, it feels so much more safe.
Yeah.
When you don't live downtown, you haven't lived downtown.
Yeah.
That's when you see the news articles that come out, all the stigma that surrounds downtown. But honestly, living downtown and just being downtown, you know everyone. Everyone's so friendly down here.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I've had the most community since I moved here. I mean, we became friends. She's actually been in one of my videos previously. I feel like I've had a community going on so far, and it's great.
Move downtown.
Okay, Okay, so the next reason why I feel like you might want to consider moving downtown, this one might be controversial. I know all the Winnipeggers out there that just be hating on the city is gonna come out me for this one. If you want to get a little bit of a Toronto vibe and be in a cheaper city, you might want to consider Winnipeg, like downtown Winnipeg. Relatively, you could find a dope ass apartment here. The same apartment of the same caliber in Toronto will cost you a lot more than if you got the same apartment in Winnipeg. Depending on where you're staying, you can get that vibe in downtown Winnipeg, but then if you were to get that same vibe in Toronto, it would be a lot more expensive. So if you want to get that city vibe but spend less, you know what I'm saying, you could do that here. Now there's a lot of new apartments coming up. I've toured some previously in my videos, and you can see that they're actually leveling up. They're trying to revamp the city, which is great. One of the first things you want to know when you consider moving somewhere new is what the neighborhoods are like. So you want to know what areas you would like to move in. So I'm going to tell you guys right now, one of the best places downtown Winnipeg would be the Exchange District. I would say the Exchange District is like the heart of downtown Winnipeg. It's probably one of the most vibrant areas in the city. It is actually pretty much where everything happens. If you want to be in the center of everything, the Exchange would be a great place for you. This is one of the places where I would say has the most community. Okay, now this next neighborhood is like a historic site in Winnipeg. It's a meeting place, it's a green space, bro. A lot of people come out here for a lot of different stuff. No other place than the Forks. Now the Forks is like the center of almost everything in the city, honestly. Christmas, when there's Canada Day, when there's an event, there's a lot of stuff that always goes on here, right? So there are also residences around the area. The Forks is a great area to leave. La Froche. I don't know if that's how you say it en français, but I tried, you know what I'm saying? Some of the cons that you might have living by the Forks is that you're close to the train station, so you might get that noise going on. But depending on what area you are and where you are exactly, you might not get that. But the Forks is great, honestly. Another neighborhood you might want to consider if you want to move out here would be Saint Boniface, commonly known as Saint B. You know what I'm saying? Si vous parlez français, you would like to live here, honestly. Like, it's like the heart of the Francophone community in the city. And if you're a French person or if you're trying to improve your French, this is somewhere you might want to consider moving to. Around the Saint Boniface area, I go on a lot of walks. I go on runs. Sometimes I see a lot of people go on walks there. It's a really nice, quiet neighborhood. If you want to be around downtown and not have that bustling, hustling noise. I mean, there might be a little bit of noise, but like, you know what I'm saying? If you don't want to have that like busyness going on around you, Saint Boniface is a great spot. Alright, so this next one, I don't know if it's a neighborhood, but I'm just gonna split it out. Now we've got St. Mary's Avenue. I really love this street. Like it's one of my favorite streets to just like go take shots in. Now I didn't say St. Mary's Road, I said St. Mary's Avenue. St. Mary's Avenue. We've got Smith Street, we've got Kennedy, we've got Edmonton, we've got Carleton, we've got Hargrave. All these streets are adjacent to St. Mary's Avenue and they're relatively close to each other. Now, if Toronto had a baby, I feel like this will be it, honestly. You guys don't call me out on this, please. I know you guys are going to be hating in the comments, but if Toronto had a baby, I said a baby, this will be it. This is the closest thing you get to a nice, safe, you know, busy downtown lifestyle in Winnipeg. You know, you've got all the tall buildings, skyscrapers, all that good stuff. This is like the area with all the skywalks if you want to be able to walk around outside without really stepping outside. You've got skywalks, we've got the underground pass. Like, honestly, this is a great area. A lot of stuff happens out here too. Just at the True North Square, we have Salsa Sundays in the summer. And of course, we can't forget to talk about Osborne Street. Now, Osborne, I feel like is not exactly downtown, but like North Osborne is part of downtown. Quote me if I'm wrong, but I think it's just like North Osborne that would be considered as part of downtown. The rest of it is not really downtown. So North Osborne, we've got like Broadway, close to the legislature. That part is around downtown. That is a nice area, honestly, if you want to kind of be downtown, but like not really be in downtown. Obviously, we have to talk about the places that you might want to not really move to. You know what I'm saying? You've probably heard or read somewhere online that the North End is not really the place you want to live in, especially if you want to experience the downtown life and be safe. Yeah, past the perimeter of the Exchange District, north of Main Street, that's like the North End. You know what I'm saying? You might want to, honestly, like, not really live there. Now, you can live there. Like, obviously, I'm not going to tell you where to live, but I'm just giving you, you know, my 2 cents. If you want to be downtown Winnipeg, and obviously you want to move out here so you can have a, you know, downtown lifestyle, the North End has a bad reputation. And yeah, obviously I know there's good people that live there too, but the North End, yeah, just past north of Main Street, past the Exchange, yeah, you might want to stay away from. You can just take a drive there and take a look for yourself. I think that's the main part. I think there's some areas around Portage that you might just want to like drive around first and see for yourself. Portage is like a bustling like road, don't get me wrong, like, but there's some areas around there, some streets adjacent to Portage that you might not want to move to, but that you could move to, but you might not want to. My 2 cents again. Honestly, before you even move anywhere, you might just want to just go see the neighborhood first before you actually do move there. If you happen to live here or happen to find yourself around these places, you maybe just want to get your guard up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, just get your guard up a little bit. At the end of the day, home is where you make it. So wherever you decide to move to, make sure you've done some research and you have an informed decision, which is why I'm giving you guys this video, so you have an informed decision. But home is where you make it, and wherever you move to, make it your home, and you're gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? So I want to end this video on 2 final notes. First one being common sense, and the second being the unsaid reality of why I really think people are scared of moving downtown. Okay, common sense. Be safe, bro. Like, don't cause trouble if you don't have to. If you don't have to go to the trenches, why go to the trenches? You know what I'm saying? You want to stay away from trouble as you should if you were living uptown, downtown, wherever you are. Always keep your head up. It's just a simple rule of life to live. Now, the unsaid reality of why I think people are actually scared of moving downtown. For some reason, this has to be said, but I'm going to say it. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you do enough research, you're going to see that there's a stigma around the native people. And there happens to be a lot of them living around the downtown area. It's a sad reality that we live in, but this stigma makes people feel some type of way towards them, which I feel like could be more of a perception than it is a reality. Honestly, we all know you never want to stereotype, but this is a thing that we all face in this country called Canada. And a lot of people, not just in Winnipeg, everywhere else around Canada, like, experience this, you know what I'm saying? So it's a problem that we might have to figure out a way to fix, but it's an issue that someone who is like, oh, I don't want to move down, I don't want to leave downtown, I want to go downtown because I feel unsafe, could not even know that this is why they feel that way. I feel like a lot of people have a stigma towards these people. This is not a video to bring hate towards anyone. I'm just letting you know that if you're that person that feels that way, you gotta ask yourself that question, man. Like, why do you feel this way? Like, dude, have you experienced one thing, or you just had that mindset like dropped into you when you landed here? You know, so it's an issue. A lot of them live around the downtown area. There is that perception of danger that someone might feel when they're here because they're around them for some reason, which I live here, I don't feel that way, but this is a thing that some people have, I believe. Obviously, the purpose of this video is to help you make a better informed decision. So now that you know that fact, you can maybe act differently. Hopefully you act differently. But yeah, that's my 2 cents. I hope you guys understood. I don't want to touch more on that subject. I feel like it's not really my place. Just keep in mind, wherever you decide to move to, home is where you make it. So keep that in mind. I'll see you guys in my next video. Please make sure you subscribe, my boy. I gave you info. Subscribe. Peace.